Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Family Time. And you may be listening to Love 101 FM directly in your car radio or at home on the radio, or you may be listening to us on Facebook or on YouTube. And we are grateful that you have decided to join us. Family Time is about your issues and your relationships. It is about your at home family, your community family, and your global family. Family Time is produced by Family Life Ministries, and our aim is to enable healthy families, which will lead to healthy nations. So stay with us and please connect with us via all our platforms, wherever you're most eager or able to connect with us. We want you there. You can friend us on Facebook at FLM Family Life Ministries. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Family Life Ministries FLMJA. And on Instagram, you can keep up with what's happening, and that is simply FLMJA. And now I want to remind you that while Family Time is a family program, we want to caution you that it may, every now and again, on the odd occasion, touch on what some may consider mature subject matters. So your discretion is advised. My name is Roland Gale, and I'm going to be with you this evening all through the program. It has been said that men only want one thing from women. Now, such a blanket statement many men contend with. And we said that it couldn't be further from the truth. And especially as Christian men looking for a Christian girl, well, that should be even more untrue. But that is the feeling out there. And while it may seem to be true for some, I'd say it is not so for the majority of us Christian men. And by the end of this show, I hope to be proven right. Hope to be. Might not be, but I'm hoping. So men, you're going to have to help me out here, all right? As we discuss the topic, what men want from women. That's our topic this evening. We're going to talk about that. And as usual, there is a whole lot to talk about. And while we do that, we want to hear from you. So here is the feedback question for all our listeners and viewers now. What is the number one thing you want from your woman? And welcome to our special guests. We have with us Eric Hossein, who is married with children. He is the group head of life, health, and pension for the Guardian Group and a deacon and board member of the Church of the Open Bible. Respect, sir.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so
Yes,
much,
we also,
Roland. Really
yes,
great
sir.
to be here and welcome. Thanks. So hello to your viewers and your persons online on the radio. Really great to be here.
Great. And then we also have Daniel Dodd, who is a student at the Jamaica Theological Seminary. He is a youth advocate and president of Kingdom Ambassadors Global. Daniel,
Sir, blessings again. It's good to be here.
good to see you again, my brother.
Welcome to you, Mr. Hossein. Nice to meet you. Yes, sir.
Great.
Blessings.
And we also have Rashid Perry. He is a seasoned public health nutritionist. And I don't know if somebody says seasoned because he is a nutritionist and trying to play on the word. He's a food scientist and a PhD candidate in nutrition and dietetics. Dietetics, is that how you pronounce it? At the New York University. He is dedicated to improving household nutrition security. And I just want to comment here, Daniel and Rashid are not married yet.
Not yet.
Jesus.
Welcome, Rashid. Welcome.
In Jesus' name, we claim it. Thank you for
You
having me.
claim it. Absolutely. Welcome to all of you. It is good to have you all on for this particular topic. And I just want to say, make we start the things them. Don't bother hold back,
As the Lord
All right.
leads.
As the Lord leads. So Eric, you can unmute your mic if you want to, so that you're free to respond at any point in time. All right. I don't want to miss anything that you will say. Now, for our listeners and our viewers, particularly the men, we need you to answer this question. What is the number one thing you want from your woman? And our WhatsApp number is 9973125. If you're sending a voice note, please keep it shorter than 30 seconds. And of course, you can also comment on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. But we're going to get going because we don't have a lot of time. What men want from women, that's our topic today. And of course, our image of men is affected quite a bit by the culture that we are in. We are led to believe that men's desires are triggered mostly by physical appearance, the hemline of the skirt, and other things like that, right? Is it a myth or is it true? And what other truths or myths can we discuss today? And so the first thing I want to do is I want to put it out to our guests. Is it all about physical attraction?
All right. Well, the others are men and women. The reality is it plays a big part, and we won't fool ourselves to say, oh, it doesn't, and we're not going to fool ourselves and let people know, oh, we are Christians, we don't know what's going on out in the world. A lot of men out there, they are only interested in the looks and the sex, and so we put it out there. In the church, we try to guide otherwise. And sometimes the looks can create a lot of problem because you look for the Coca-Cola shape and you go and you get married or you get hooked up with the Coca-Cola shape and she gets pregnant and she turns into a 2-liter and you say, boy, but that's not what I married, Oh. And she start feed you and you turn from a 6-pack into a keg. So she said, boy, that's not what I married either. So, things can be dangerous. Can be very dangerous. And we have to know that, look here, it is beyond that. And yes, sorry. So that is where I have seen.
Yes, I am hearing you. What I'm going to ask, maybe because we are all on
persons,
we're all
get into
connecting.
A lot of difficulty.
Yes, sorry to cut you, Sir Hussein, but I'm going to ask if we can probably cut off our cameras because my internet looked like it giving trouble. So I'm going to ask you if you can cut off your camera. I don't like doing that, but it may help us with the bandwidth. All right. So what Sir Eric had said is that we are talking about physical attraction, and we're not going to fool ourselves.
That's true.
Rashid, what about you? Physical attraction.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Eric because I think one of the problems we have, and this goes across the board, when it comes to like how the type of women that we're supposed to be pursuing, the type of women we're supposed to be attracted to. I would say culturally we are, pushed into that direction. I mean, the shows you watch, some of the music you listen to, they portray women or what the ideal woman should look like. And a whole heap of us as young men growing up, that is what we are told to aspire to. And to be honest, it kind of hurt us in the long run because instead of looking for somebody with depth or somebody who, loves the Lord the way you do or worships the way you worship, you focus so much on what they look like. As Eric said, they get married to them, and then the cat is let out of the bag, and then everything pull up after that. So that physical, that I won't lie to you, it's hard. When I promise you, I say we're not looking for it, but I think that we need to change the mindset that yes, you might like somebody who looks a certain way, but you have to look past that for the long run.
Absolutely, I hear you, sir. One of the things, Daniel, that we have heard. And I think I want you to comment on this now, is about what other expectations are. Like my brethren, what them going to say about the girl that I finally link up with. Is peer pressure an issue, Daniel?
Yes, definitely. Peer pressure is a big issue. I personally believe that because if it is you and your friend them are hang up on a corner and you see your friend them are bringing in a nice cute Coca bottle shape girl, so to speak, and you're carrying alcohol, we're not discriminating, just putting that out there, but carrying somebody who is not so much you're not so much fond of the eyes, just to say, right? you know, it might look away, but then again, it depends on the motive. Depends on the motive. So I think too, yes, when it comes down to peer pressure, a lot of people are, yes, pressured by who they choose for a partner, and they fail to look at the long term. For what is it that I'm looking forward to, rather than just leaning to the opinions of other persons to impact your relationship.
Excellent. Thank you for that. We have that little introduction. We're going to have to go for a break now, and to ask our viewers and our listeners to remember to send in your feedback to the question: what is the number one thing that you want from your woman? We're looking forward to hearing what you have to say. And you can send your answers via the WhatsApp number, which is 997-3125, or you can send it on our YouTube channel or on our Facebook page. And just so that you know, the numbers for the Family Life Ministries head office in Kingston are 920-1034 and 926-8101. Stick around. We're going to have some more conversation and discussion with Eric Hosin. And remember, he's married with children. And we're also going to be talking with Daniel Dodd, a student at the Jamaica Theological Seminary, and Rashid Perry. And he is a nutritionist, food scientist, PhD candidate. Hey, it's interesting talking to these gentlemen. Don't go nowhere. We'll soon be back. Welcome back. We are talking about what men want from women. And this is Family Time on Love 101 FM. And we want you to tell us, what's the number one thing you want from your woman? All right. My name is Roland Gale, and our guests tonight are Eric Hosin, Daniel Dodd, and Rashid Perry, gentlemen who I am looking forward to hearing more from. Now, one of the questions that we have is, are you looking for the wrong things in a woman? Should you be revising or reorganizing your list of things instead of just wanting one thing? So I'm going to put it to the gentlemen. Tell me, how do you decide on what qualities you want in a woman? And Rashid, I'm going to ask you to go first. And remember to unmute your mic, and let's try again with our video so I can see all of you. Go ahead, Rashid.
All right. So I won't lie to you. I was one of those persons that had a really long list. A really, really long list. Because I think, at least for me, and I think other gentlemen can also allude to it, you know, that first ideal woman that, or the qualities of a woman that we want, we see it first in our mothers. We want somebody who is nurturing, somebody who is kind, somebody who will listen. But then, you know, the younger I get, because, you know, trying to stay young, the more you realize that these lists really restrict the kind of persons that you want to, you know, develop a long-term relationship with. So I think for me, the list kind of has changed, and it's more like a partnership now. So whoever I'm with, we're building something together. You know, for my wife, you know, is that person who I want to build a future with. So instead of having like individual things that, you know, she needs to meet, you know, I prefer to have one broad goal, and, you know, that's what I'm aiming for. But the whole thing about the listing, it doesn't work out, because if she don't have one thing on the list, that doesn't mean that she's not a good woman for you. So, I mean,
yes,
that's my thing.
Yes, I get you. You said something a while ago, Rashid, that I want to put to Sir Eric. Daniel, you rub your hand, don't worry, I'm going to get to you, right? But Sir Eric, he mentioned his mom and the fact that we have a way of trying to find someone who may, in a way, resemble or offer that kind of characteristic to us. Is that something that you find as well? How would you respond to that?
I would say, first of all, I say that list that he has, she has a list too, and chances are will not qualify based on her list. And if we all go around with that list, we're going to get ourselves into trouble. We're looking perfect based on what the movies say, based on what people tell us, and not looking for someone who's going to be your partner and your friend.
Right.
That's your mother and your parents, and those parents in general. The reality is that, you know, you are going to have to find a way. And I never grew up in a husband, as a father. But what I found that look at other Christian men and how they operated and how they had their relationship. And I'm saying that because there are many young men out there who don't have a good father figure. But I, like them, had that situation and look to someone. So even your mother, you're looking who can be like your mother. Your mother is not a Christian and may not have certain values. She may not be the one to find similar out there.
Right.
So again, it comes back to what was said by one of the gentlemen about you trying to identify those values and make sure that it is aligned. You know, Bible said, "Be not unequally yoked," and so you have to sure that in terms of you finding that woman. You know, Genesis 2:21 tell us, you know, she was built as a helpmate, but she's looking for you to be a helpmate. So it is a partnership and something that you need to make sure you are clear on what is it that you are looking for, because maybe being like your mother might not be the best thing. But then again, in many cases, it is what a lot of men look for with those qualities. And sometimes you find it, all the qualities, but many times you don't. You know, the person is the person.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. Daniel, I know you want to talk. Go ahead, man.
Yes, I want to add something. To all the men who are listening right now, let me just put this out there. You will never find the ideal woman. Now, gentlemen, I know that I'm young. I know that I haven't reached anywhere yet, but I will say this thus far. You will never find the ideal woman. And I'm not just going to put this out there from just my opinion, but also from a biblical standpoint, because at the end of the day, as Mr. Hossein said, right, the woman is there to help you with something. I think a lot of us men lack vision, lack purpose, and I think it also helps us with having vision and purpose to select the right woman who would be able to help us with whatever purpose and vision that we have, right? I think for us men, if we had a better understanding of what we are born to do, are capable of doing, or what is it that we are responsible for within our own gifting, we can be able to identify the right qualities within the woman to help us to exact that whatever gift or responsibility that we have. So for one, it's important for us men to have an idea of where we're going in order to select the right woman to help us with what we need to do. That's one thing. So again, guys, you will never find the ideal woman. And the thing about it is that it is our responsibility to cultivate her into the person that we want her to be. Of course, there are certain attributes like the Proverbs 31 that we're supposed to look out for. You know what I mean? A woman who is able to respect you, you know, all of them, list them, all of them good affections and all of them stuff there. You know, but at the end of the day, still, the emotions can carry you so far and no more. Right? It's just a byproduct of the union. And so we have to look past that nice we call it infatuation feeling and look at the real objectives at hand. If I am to be with you, what is it that we're looking forward to do together? What is it that I can contribute to you? What is it that you can contribute to me? And I think a lot of us men don't have that ideal narrative within their heads to really choose women to begin with to have a relationship. Yeah, man, that's just my few cents.
But you know, yes. That I would say, you know, that again, as you take her into what you would want, she take you into what she wants to. It's a real partnership in of how you relate. And Proverbs 31, for sure, the virtuous woman and looking for all the virtue. But where is the virtuous man? And he's the hard-working man. What I've heard a young man, for instance, one day just crying, a Christian youth, that it's like him looking for a girl, just be him girlfriend, and him can't find none of the girl that interested in him. And what you're finding is that a lot of men are like that because they also have a challenge academically. Because if you look at if 70-80% of the students graduating from university,
women,
and the young men can't pass 2 CXC good, what is going to happen is that there is a problem in who you are looking for and who they are looking for. Because remember, you know, it's not a one-way street to say, is who I looking for. It is also who she's looking for. And what she cannot find is a good person to have a good conversation with at her. They are challenged, right? But guess what? Where does the person dreams and goals and hopes? Where are they? And are you aligned with, Because sometimes if you look at academics, you're going to have problems.
Absolutely. That is a very important thing that you said, Sir Eric. And Daniel, man, I love how you brought in that Proverbs woman. Rashid, back to you for a second. We were hearing you say that there was a list that you had, and I'm going to respond to you, and I'm going to say that I think maturity has led you to kind of whittle away at that list and kind of put that list apart, right? And before we get to one of our comments from one of our listeners, I want to ask you to just tell me maybe 2 or 3 of the characteristics that you are looking for in a woman right now.
3 characteristics. I'm going to use probably 2 of them that I have seen from my parents and how they've interacted over the years. A major thing for me is somebody who listens before responding. I've gotten in a lot of situations where I've had some interactions with some of my girlfriends in the past, and a lot of them think that they're listening to you when you're speaking as a man, but they're not listening to you. And what you find happening is that, it ends up becoming a situation where there's a lot of shouting, there's a lot of fighting, when nobody is listening to anybody speak. So first thing, it has to be, the ability to listen. Another thing I need as well is, and this is a concept, as I'm growing older, you're getting to understand this whole concept of emotional intelligence. And a woman who accepts that men are human beings too. Like a lot of times, because we, society say you have to be strong. You can't cry, you're not supposed to be sad, you're not supposed to have no issues. You're supposed to get up every morning, smile, go work, come back, and take care of the house, take care of her, take care of the kids. And, you shouldn't be complaining about anything. So I need a woman who's understanding and knowing that, hey, I'm a human too. I'm a feelings, and every day I'm about 100%. I need to be there to support him too. And the third thing is, I would say support in terms of like meeting me with finances. I'm not saying that she will take like 100% of the financial responsibility, because I believe that, as a man, I have a lot of bearing to take. But at the same time, somebody who is coming with her own as well, so that we can build together. Because I've seen many situations where you have, successful men who, the woman is not on the same level, or as Eric said, equally yoked.
Wow. Yes.
And then that just, causes a whole rift between the both of them. And I find that in Jamaica, but in particular, that a lot of women, ascribe to this man to have money, man to take care of me, man to do this, man to do that. And to be honest, it don't work out in the long run, because it,
Yeah, that won't work for you at all, right, Rashid? Thank you very much. When we come back from this break, we are going to talk a little bit more about that. And Sir Eric, I see you want to say something now. when we come back. Welcome back. It is now 6:02 p.m. and I'm so glad that you're still tuned with us. You're listening to Family Time on Love 101 FM. And Family Time is brought to you by Family Life Ministries. And Family Life Ministries provides counseling for people with all kinds of challenges from all walks of life. Our show this evening is about what men want from women. And our special guests are Eric Hossin, Daniel Dodd, and Rashid Perry. Before we went for the break, Rashid had given us 3 characteristics that he was looking for in a woman. And then Daniel was rearing to go. And Sir Eric, I'm just going to ask you guys to open your mics and go on, and let's continue talking, because this is so good.
But
go ahead. We have to make elders go ahead. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Elder. Let me just try to clear this, Rashid. because I think there are a lot of Christian men out there. Because I also heard a Christian young lady saying she can't find a man, and she has 2 degrees. She has a senior position in a financial organization, and part of it is that she just, in terms of relationship, what we're finding more is that because the women are the ones who are the young girls are the ones progressing academically, they are the ones getting the job, earning the more money. And therefore, there has to be some sort of respect for each other in terms of knowing that, look here, I might find the girl with everything, but the fact is that is, and I have to now begin to understand that I have to relate to that and be willing to deal with that, because she too have to kind of humble herself to say, hey, the man is a man, and yes, we are partners in this thing. So, looking for a partner, looking for someone you can trust, somebody, yes, who have certain looks that you may like, because some people like the fluffy divas. Fluffy divas have their place, and people like that, So it's not a case where we are saying it has to be a Coca-Cola. It could be a 2-liter, but hey, that's what we like. And don't let people influence what we think, because it is the inner beauty that is going to last for long. I tell you, I never look the way I look now. And maybe if my wife saw me, you were young, she would say, but that's another man me marry. Because age is going to change how things look. And that this is what you want at a particular time. Only you have to think, what is there about the person? Is somebody who I can trust? Somebody who has respect for me, and I respect them and respect their position? Do I have them dreams and goals of, maybe buying a home, or or I want to rent only and I don't want. So you have to look for someone who shares similar goals and dreams as yourself. Or you're going to have pure problem, because you're going to be going in opposite directions.
Excellent. Daniel, I want to ask you about the characteristics that you are looking for. Rashid had told us 3. I'm going to ask you to give us 3 as well.
Okay, so I'm just gonna give 3 really quickly, and I hope this helps for the other Christian men as well. So for one, definitely a woman who submits herself to God. First thing for me, right? Let this mind of Christ be in you, right? If I have Christian morals, I'm gonna expect that for whoever I meet have the same mindset, right? Secondly, a major characteristics is one who gives of herself in service, right? That tells a lot to me in terms of love, because you give out of the abundance of your heart. You serve out of the abundance of your heart. So if I find a young lady, for example, within the church who is just, active in serving, active perhaps in leadership, or just doing little things, to help the kingdom of God, that speaks volume to me. And I think that's something for us men, young men, to look out for, because it shows how much she will actually pour into you in terms of love. Thirdly is, I would say, mentorship. A woman who is mentored. I'm gonna repeat that again. Man, them want to listen to me. A woman who is mentored. Let me just read a quick passage. Titus 2:3-5. It says, likewise, teach your older women to be reverent in the way they live, not to be slanderers or addicted to much wine, but to teach what is good. Verse 4. It says, then they can urge the younger women to love their husbands and children, to be self-controlled and pure, to be busy at home, to be kind, ... Now, the thing about it is that if a woman is able to submit to God and to submit to elders, it is easy for her to submit to you, if it is that you're looking forward for marriage. Right? So that is something to know. So those are just 3 characteristics for me, because at the end of the day, if it is that you and that young lady has problems, right, and you can't get through to her as the man, who is it that you're going to carry those problems to for her to listen to? You know what I mean? There must be somebody else that she looks up to. So I think she serving, she giving her heart to God, having a God-like mind, right, and her and she being able to be mentored is 3 vital important things that I will look for, and for any man to also look for when choosing somebody. Yes, guys.
Excellent. Boy, Sir Eric, these young men are making me feel good enough. I tell you that. But we have a yes.
We can't, with 1 hour can't do it on this.
1 hour can't do it. But hold on, we have a comment from a WhatsApp listener, and I'm going to read that comment. It says, "Good evening. Sometimes women provide all the criteria and still are not selected because the man, I figure it's the man they're saying, still want to play the field, weighing their options." How does that sound to you? The woman need the field and weighing options. He want to sit and check out and still make sure it's the right one. Any comments? Rashid, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, these men, don't kill me, please. But we do this. You find somebody we like, then you go down the road, you find somebody else, you go down the road, you find somebody else, and you keep them all lined up, and you juggling them one by one. But to be honest, that's not the way we're supposed to approach things. But at least in our Jamaican society, that is what is promoted, right? Outside of those persons who grew up in a Christian household, when you go up on the street, that you see, right? When you're in school, that's what you see. So a lot of us kind of grew up around this and thinking that this is normal. And when you look at, for example, even some of the homes where, it's not a two-parent home, for example, it's only a mom, you find that, a lot of the men or a lot of my friends who came from single-parent households, their experience with how they view women is different than how I grew up seeing my mom and dad together. For them, they learn some of these behaviors from their uncles, from their older brothers. Instead of treating women with that kind of respect, you're like, okay, if we can't get she, we can't get she. You just keep doing that. And I think it just sets up a bad chain that you get stuck in, going around and around. And by the time you open your eye, you're 60 and you still not have nobody. You have a bag of children, but you don't have one woman who said, this is my wife. This is the person I've spent my life with. When you look through the span of time, you met 50 different women and you still haven't chosen anyone, right? So I think it's a problem that we have, especially in Jamaica. And I won't lie to you, I won't make it seem as if, it's not something that happens across the world, but in Jamaica, that's what I've seen.
Absolutely. So Eric, go ahead.
This whole thing of enough girls and girl in a bungle, and old dog like me have to have them in 2s and 3s.
Yes, for days.
All them things. It is that same young man who becomes 60, then realize that all these children, all of them hate him.
Yes.
All of them don't want to kill him.
Yes.
Because you tell a Jamaican man anything bad about him father, a lot of them will say, boss man, I
true your talk.
want to kill that, But hear not say even one about his mother. He will kill you, And that is why gangs like Fatherless Crew has been such a horrible band for so many years, because they are bonded by the fact that the Don came out and shared and said, understand, Don presents the father figure, and that is what keeps the guys who are committed to him and I will die for him as the gang leader, because he is the father that they never had. So, yes, you're trying to weigh options and look around, but guess what happened? What is happening now is that she's also weighing her options and looking around. And therefore, the two of you will never meet because there's distrust. There becomes distrust. And, you need to understand and prayerfully seek the mind of the Lord. Lord, is this the woman for me? Because you will never know for sure. Because most of the time, love overrides the heart. The heart overrides the head. You're not even thinking right. You're not even come here in love. But you have to seek the mind, because only him know what this girl will become, and only him know what this man is going to become. So you have to be
absolutely. Absolutely. Time has flown. We are up on our final break, and you are listening to Family Time on Love 101 FM. You're probably listening to us on Facebook or on YouTube as well. Family Time is produced by Family Life Ministries. For our feedback question, we want you men to tell us what's the number one thing you want from your woman. Send your answers via WhatsApp text or voice note, and the number is 997-3125. Try to keep the voice notes under 30 seconds, and you can also comment on our Facebook page or on our YouTube channel. We want to hear from you. And also, did you know there are 2 books from FLM you'll want on your shelves today? The first one is Answers to Questions Parents Ask, and the second one is Questions on Love, Sex, and Marriage. Purchase any of these 2 valuable books from Brand's Bookstore, the Jamaica Baptist Union Bookstore, and Source of Light Bookstore. And then there is a third book, Before They Say I Do, the questionnaire and manual specifically for counselors, psychologists, pastors, and marriage officers. All 3 books, including this 3rd edition of Before They Say I Do, are available through Family Life Ministries. Call them at 920-1034 or 926-8101. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back. Welcome back. It is now 17 minutes past 6, and you are tuned to Love 101 FM, and you're listening to Family Time, and that's brought to you by Family Life Ministries. And Family Life Ministries provides counseling for people with all kinds of challenges from all walks of life. Remember, you can tune into the program via our Facebook page and also our YouTube channel. Our topic this evening is what men want from women. We have with us Sir Eric Hosin, Sir Daniel Dodd, and Sir Rashid Perry. Respect, gentlemen. Time flies so fast. And coming back here now, I really wanted to go back to something that Sir Eric had said. He was talking about the fact that some of our women are more academically qualified than many of our men, and how it is that we are to navigate that particular issue. Because, you know, one of the things Rashid said earlier is that he wants someone he can partner with, a woman who will bring something to the table, not just our Coca-Cola bottle shape and our pretty face. She have to can cook, so our hand them no nook. You remember that one, Sir Eric? Oh boy, I don't know if you guys remember that song.
Yeah, man, I remember that one, man.
You remember that one? She have to can cook. She not there for your pretty look.
Yeah, man, I know.
Yes.
Actually, dating this girl, going around, and she said, "Look here, I don't cook." And when they got married, him said, "What are you going to cook for dinner?" She said, "I told you I don't cook." Him said, "I thought you were cooking." Every woman's supposed to cook, you know. But you know what happened? We are living in a day and age when things are different, because you and her go out to work together, and then you want her to come home, maybe even come home the same time as you, and you kick off your shoes and say, "Boy, go cook the food." It is difficult, because it's not a case where you can even afford for her to stay home. Stay home, yes, she can do the cooking and thing, but here is, you know, our vision of a woman just doing certain things, the housework, and we just sit down and do nothing and all of that. It is a partnership. It is a partnership. You know, a soulmate, a co-mate, you know, when the Bible take the woman from the woman at your side to be equal, you need to understand that the culture of that time and the culture now are 2 different things. And if you are looking for a woman who will just bow and salute and take anything, you might be reaching 60 and without anyone.
Sir Daniel, your comments, sir. I see you thinking.
Yeah, it's a tough situation for real, and the reality is that, you know, women are advancing in certain aspects in life than men. It's no longer the time where you would find that men are going out looking for the bacon and coming back in, or when men had the opportunity or the privilege to be educated more so than women. We're seeing now in the late 1900s coming up to 2000 now, where women are prominent in education. But then again, just for us as women, well, sorry, for women in our society, I think they just really need to understand who a man is. Aside from the education and all of that, does that really define the man for what he can bring to the table, for what he can do for you? Is the value really in education? Is the value really in just the things alone that he can give? Is the value really just in just the responsibility? Is he not valuable otherwise from that? Who is a man really? And what is it that he should be able to provide for you in terms of value? I think we have to look beyond the materialistic stuff for what men can give and understand men for who they are. Until we can be able to perhaps appreciate that still, we can never have a good home structure. We can never have a good foundation to which relationships are built upon.
Well, you know, Daniel, I agree with you to a certain extent.
Yeah.
What I think we need to do is to encourage our men to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
To take them.
Of course, yes, that's understandable.
Take them into the books. Because when you go into halfway tree and you see a girl broken her back and going down the road because the book does have bear her down. And then the guys, the bag is flying all the breeze will blow the bag all over the place. Nothing. Yeah. And then when they grow up now, you say, boy, you know, love me because I'm the man. But they can't have conversation with you because when they use certain words among their friends, them can't use it with you because you only understand cat and mat and rat and that.
That's true. That is true.
So it becomes a serious challenge. And what we need to do as men is to encourage our brethren them to say, look here, yeah, you know, you did high school. Hey, go study while you're working, you know, take a little sacrifice and do a little extra here and put yourself to be likable because it is going to create a problem. It's not even just about the material. Mm-hmm. It's about even just the relationship and how do I relate to you because I can't understand the words you are using, which has become your norm, but is foreign to me. Like, you know? So we need to really encourage our young men, encourage even the men who are older to improve their academics and their educational level because it is going to be a problem just with communication because you can't communicate with each other.
Wow.
That's
gentlemen,
true. A balance is needed for real.
A balance is needed. We have some more comments. I think we have 3 voice notes. I'm going to ask studio if we can hear a couple of them now, please.
My brethren, my co-host, good afternoon. Boy, the topic is technical and very deep, simple, but let me tell you something. A good Christian man, a godly man, which means you have the full of knowledge. Wisdom of God to deal with a woman, to know what you really want. With me now, let me tell you something. A good woman, bring me a look for a woman, a godly woman who love to pray, talk about God. That's me. A godly woman, a busybody, not people matter. A woman that, you know, have respect and integrity. That is what I'm looking for from a woman. You know, sex is not all. Sex is there, but you know, it's not all about sex. Right? That's I number one thing for some men. But a godly man, because if you know godly and the woman no answer, you gone. So that now go worry you. But the godly man now we know say no have to go astray and not no intention to go astray. Right? Man look for integrity. Godly fearing person. No long eye. Me no like a woman with long eye and cannot be satisfied. You know, some cannot be satisfied. So you have to have full knowledge of to deal with that woman. As you just quote the scripture, Proverbs 31. Right? It is not easy to find a good woman. I already hear people attack. It's only a godly. Why God never said a virtuous man? Because he make man as a head. He make man as a head to stand up to their responsibility. Right? So, a godly person A godly man, right? Know that he have a responsibility. He's supposed to make him wife happy. And have wisdom how to deal with her. Right?
Oh, that's
That
good.
man will show you the best. And once you can turn off. So you have wisdom to deal with her.
All right, studio. I think we need to see if there's another one. Gentlemen, before we hear another voice note, any quick comments on that one?
A quick one on that one. Sorry to jump in here, but is it that thing about respect? You remember there was a song, maybe these younger ones wouldn't know about it, a song that says, "We run things, things don't run we." There is
So familiar. Sound like for familiar.
There is a line in that song that says, "We rule girls, girls don't rule we." That's why Fewe girl have to respect we. The man who killed the lady and her 4 children about 3 years ago. You hear what he said? They asked him, "Why you do it?" He said, "Boy, the woman diss him and I have to deal with her." So, we read Ephesians 5 and we need to read it where it says that we will love the woman as Christ loved the church. It's not just about we demanding respect and insisting on it with a iron fist. It's about the respect and loving her as Christ church, and Christ not butter bruise.
No, him don't butter bruise we at all. Gentlemen, go ahead, Daniel.
No man, I was saying I agree with him 100%.
All right, good. All right, so there is a note from Ray Finn. It says the number one thing men want in a woman. Well, for me, responsibilities, lady, respectful, also a person I can trust. Oh, let me see if I read that properly. Number one thing men want in a woman, responsibility, a lady who is respectful, also a person I can trust, someone that I love and who loves me too. That sounds reasonable. Somebody who is responsible. Go ahead, Daniel.
You realize out of our conversation and based on the voice notes and even this, the word respect keeps coming out. And I want to put this out to our ladies that the number one love language for us, really, how you really love a man is through respect. Once you know how to honor the man correctly, you should know your man, right? Or the prospective person that you're looking forward to date or whatever. Once you understand how to honor him properly, trust me, him Lego everything. What you want, baby? You want a house? You want a car? You get it. Just like that. Yes, guys.
All right. So Eric and I are married, and we are not in this conversation that I'm going to ask the 2 young men to have now. Are you going to find that woman that you are talking about? Rashid, you going to find her? That woman with those characteristics that you...
I mean, I hope so. I pray that she comes my way. I've met, since I've been here, because I'm here in New York, I've met a couple people, a few in particular that really have caught my interest. Not going around in a circle now, but just, purely platonic.
Careful, Rashid, careful.
But I think it will happen. And just as Eric was saying about men, taking charge and becoming educated and, building themselves. I find the more I build myself, the more, I'm seeing the women that I'm attracted to.
Wow. Excellent.
The women that have a certain level of education were coming with, that partnership mindset, not just that, the 12 day I'm going to take care of you, need to take care of me too, right? And taking care of me, just as Daniel was saying, the whole concept of respect. But in addition to that, taking care of me as a human being. Yes, I'm a man, but I'm a human being too. Take care of my emotional needs. If I feel down today, don't beat me up. Don't tell me I'm weak. Don't tell me, say, me I'm a man. Help me to get back up. So, things like that,
Absolutely. Rashid, that is a good way for us to move over to Daniel. We have to wrap up now, Daniel, but I'm giving you 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Lord God. For me, I do see somebody who I have interest in. Definitely. I think it's quite possible. The Proverbs 31 more is like a pearl. When you're looking at a pearl is hard to find. It's not impossible. They're not non-existent. They're just hard to find. and we just have to know how to search for that pearl. That's all I would say.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Eric, thank you so much for being with us, sir. And gentlemen, it has been my pleasure talking with you. I'm sorry we only have an hour, but we have to go. Thank you so much for being here with us.
God bless to everyone.
Blessings, man. Shalom, shalom.
Blessings. And thank you for being here with us.